A few weeks ago, I started one of the most exciting experiences of my life, traveling from Mexico to Philadelphia to study at the University of Pennsylvania. This was my first time traveling outside of Mexico and my first international trip completely on my own. I was excited, but I was also nervous because I was starting a completely new chapter. Saying goodbye to my family was emotional, but I knew I was about to experience something unforgettable. When I arrived in Philadelphia, everything became real. Seeing the city for the first time and finally arriving at the University of Pennsylvania was an incredible feeling. Even though I arrived at night, I was amazed by the campus and excited to start this new adventure. The first days were full of new experience. I met amazing people, explored the city for the first time, and started adapting to a different culture. Even simple things like going to the supermarket or using the subway became memorable because everything was new. As an architecture student, I quickly fell in love with Philadelphia. The historic buildings, the streets, the green spaces, and the relationship between history and architecture inspire me every day. Studying at Penn was an incredible opportunity. I learned from my professors, meet people from different countries, and challenge myself, both academically and personally. Outside the classroom, I create some of my favorite memories. Riding a bicycle through Philadelphia after years without doing it was an amazing experience. Exploring the city with my friends, attending events, sharing meals, and discovering new places made Philadelphia start to feel like home. One of the highlights of this journey was visiting New York City. As someone who loves architecture, seeing Manhattan for the first time was unforgettable. Walking through Central Park, seeing the skyline from the ferry, visiting the Met, and experiencing the energy of the city was everything I imagined and even more. I also had the opportunity to visit Washington, D.C. Since I love history, visiting the Smithsonian National Air and Space Museum was incredible. Seeing aircraft, spacecraft, and historical pieces in person was something I would always remember. Another unforgettable moment was visiting the United States Capitol and taking an official guide tour. Experiencing the architecture and history of that place was truly inspiring. Looking back, this experience was much more than an academic exchange. It was an opportunity to grow, become more independent, improve my English, meet incredible people, and discover new perspectives. I arrived in Philadelphia with excitement and uncertainty, but I live with unforgettable memories, friendships, and new motivation to continue learning and exploring the world. Although I would have loved to stay longer, I now return to Mexico with a different perspective and an experience that will stay with me forever. This was not just a trip, it was an experience that changed my life. Thank you, Philadelphia, and thank you, University of Pennsylvania.